After running multiple trials, the Pixel 7 Pro's battery test is finally here, where it's going up against one of its biggest competitors in the iPhone 14 Pro Max. Taking a look at the spec sheets, Google says that this year they designed the Tensor G2 chip to consume less power than before, which combined with that 5000 mAh battery seems to give the Pixel a clear advantage, since the iPhone has that relatively small 4323 mAh battery. Of course, the iPhone does have that 4nm A16 Bionic chip going for it, and for this test it's also been updated to iOS 16.1. So the Pixel has its work cut out for it. Will it be able to compete, or will the iPhone beat it in yet another test? Let's find out. This episode is sponsored by the Ridge wallet, which I'm a huge fan of since the wallet is basically as minimal as you can possibly get, with it literally being the size of a credit card. It's also made with metal, so it won't wear down like my old leather wallet here, and it comes in a bunch of different colors. They sent us black, gunmetal, and navy, but there are dozens of options that you can choose from, and the best part is all of the wallets come with a lifetime warranty. So this could very well be the last wallet you'll ever need. You can check out the link in the description and use offer code PhoneBuff to get 10% off. Okay, we'll start off here in the phone test, where both phones are within equal distance of our mini cell tower, and both have constant audio playing back through their earpieces, where 60 minutes into it, the iPhone drops down to 98, which seems like a more accurate reading than the 100% it was giving us last time, while the Pixel drops down to just 97. So the two phones are closer than it was when the iPhone went up against the Galaxy S22 Ultra, but of course, it's still really early on in this test, and after 60 minutes of texting back and forth with our automated chatbots, the iPhone adds onto its lead, with it doing 2 points better. Now, just to put that result into a different perspective, the iPhone used an estimated 259 mAh of its battery in that messaging test, whereas for the same exact task, the Pixel used up 400 mAh. So it's a big difference in terms of how efficient these phones are, which despite its smaller battery, allows the iPhone to do 2 points better once again through that email test. But this browser test is the one I've been waiting for, since this time we're actually taxing those processors a little, loading up and scrolling through the same set of websites, where once again though, the iPhone does 2 points better, improving its total lead to 7 points as we move on to Instagram, with us doing nothing here but scrolling through the home feed, which while it isn't anything intensive, it should tell us how efficiently these phones can ramp down their display's refresh rates between each scroll, where after 60 minutes, the iPhone seemed to be more efficient once again, draining by only 5 points this time compared to the Pixel's much larger 8-point drop, meaning heading into the 16-hour standby, we have a double-digit difference. Now, last time, the iPhone didn't do all that well here with iOS 16, but with iOS 16.1, the standby drain seems to have improved, with it dropping by only 8 points, with the Pixel doing just as well, matching that 8-point drain. So hopefully that's a sign that the Pixel will turn things around here in the YouTube test, where each phone is watching the same set of videos with their screens and their speakers calibrated to the same levels. And after 60 minutes of binge watching, no, the iPhone still does better here, but this time the Pixel was able to keep that difference down to a single point. But I don't know if that's going to be the same story in Alto's Adventure. Typically, we see some massive drains on Android phones, whereas with the iPhone, it just kind of sips on power, and after an hour of gaming, that's exactly what we see. The iPhone drops by just 9 points compared to the massive 14-point drop on the Pixel. Now, the good news for the Pixel though is it is at least tracking 3 points ahead of the S22 Ultra at this point, but compared to the iPhone, it can't quite keep up, with it also doing worse in the simulated navigation test. So thus far in this entire test, the iPhone has used up an estimated 2,550 mAh of its battery, which kind of makes you wonder how good the iPhone's battery life could be if Apple started using bigger capacities. But with it also doing 2 points better in Spotify, clearly, it doesn't need to, with the iPhone starting the intensive camera/Snapchat test with a healthy 31%, while the Pixel might not even make it all the way through the test with just 11%. For your reference though, the Pixel does manage to last longer than the S22 Ultra in this test, which died just 16 minutes into Snapchats, while the Pixel is able to go on for a total of 41 minutes before its battery fully depleted. So there you have it. The iPhone is at 21% at the point at which the Pixel 7 Pro dies, which for some context, that 21% is good enough to last you 3 hours and 30 minutes in messaging or up to 4 hours and 12 minutes of scrolling through Instagram. So just wild. In case you're wondering, the iPhone finished Snapchat with 16% left to go, which was enough for it to endure the app cycle test where we open and close the same set of apps in a loop for an impressive 1 hour and 44 minutes. This was actually 6 minutes longer than the 1 hour and 38 minutes that we got last time, which places the iPhone 14 Pro Max second overall in our rankings. Anyways, that is it for me in this video. Thank you for watching, and as always, I'll see you in the very next episode.